What's going on, YouTubes? Ha! OG's Nitro RC's here coming at you from the Nitro Corner. Yeah, I know it's been a while, guys. Episode 118 we're going into right now. I know it's been a hot minute, and yeah, I got the head cam on just for a minute while I float over what I'm doing and what I've been doing and what I've been trying to get done. Besides, you guys have watched me breaking in the Bad Juju truck, aka Bouncer truck. We changed his name over to the Bad Juju because of the luck that we were having with him. It wasn't one thing, it was another. And then you guys have been watching me break in the bad build of the Showtime truck, and he's going to be the mover for sure. He's turning into quite the little demon he is. So yeah, Showtime truck's running good. Bad Juju's running good. You guys watched me run Paintball, Grubby, and The Problem. They ran flawlessly like always. And it's time to break in the other trucks now. We have the truckies we got to break in. The MP10T, MP10T, Kyosho. And we have the Hobeo, the SST, the Hyper SST. We have the new truckie that I need to convert from a turbo plug to a standard plug with the different head. And we have that right there in that bag. So what we're going to do is, I've been working on my paintbrushes. As you can see, I got one tore down right here in front of me right now. This is a Model 200. I'm going to get into all that in a minute, but these are Badger brushes. I am Badger loyal. I've been using Badger for over 20 years. These paintbrushes are 24 or 23 years old. Yeah, I've had these for a while, guys. These things are the cream of the crop. These are my favorite paintbrushes and will always be my favorite brushes. But anyway, we'll get into all that in just a second. I'll show you everything I got going on and what we've been dealing with. I'm going to start this out with big shout out to my boy Corey. Y'all already know. If you're in the RC circle, you already know about Corey Makitowicz, and you already know about what happened to his brother Brent. Prayers still with you, bro. Sorry for your loss. Eagles eyes to Brent. And yeah, hopefully things get better for you, bub. Hopefully things get better for you. But you are in our thoughts. There's a bunch of us that have been talking about it, you know, throughout the YouTube community. So with that being said, to Brent and to Corey too, and my pay brother, I'll see you again someday. But all that getting aside, if you guys would do me a favor, and before we get started into any of this any further and dive off into the paintbrush mecca of what I have going on and what I've been doing and what I've been digging out and trying to find and stuff like that, if you guys would do me a favor and smash that like button for OG, give me the big thumbs up for the OG's Nitro Corner, episode 118. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a channel subscriber. I think we're up to 556 subs now. You guys are killing it. Oh my God, you're doing so good. 556 subs, interaction, comments every day. You guys are staying on top of the vids. I think we're pushing like 7,000 watch hours or something like that in the 7 months, 6.5 months that I've been running the channel and actually putting content out on the channel. I've had my channel since 2012, but anyway, yeah, you guys are doing amazing. Love, appreciate, and respect each and every one of you. We have a winner for the 500 giveaway, and that winner I'm not going to show you, so forget about what's going on over here, because, well, you guys wouldn't know anyway, because I use this stuff all the time. But what I'm giving the winner is new. It's not my stuff, but I do use it on the daily, with a couple new add-ons that you guys haven't seen yet, but you're going to see. But anyway, the winner has been selected. I will be announcing that really soon too. It come down to the top 3 contributors for the channel that are always commenting and positive, you know, and just supporting the channel 110%. These 3 members have been knocking it out from day one. They're always popping up on my analytics as the main contributors to the channel. You know how it shows that down in the bottom. If you actually have the analytics, if you have the app, YouTube app downloaded, and you can see what your channel's doing, you can see that. And these 3 names are constantly popping up. So I'll be announcing that really soon, probably in the next couple of videos. And I'll be contacting that person, even though I speak to them quite often. And in the chat, we talk all the time in the chat, and that's what I'm trying to say. You know, we're always commenting back and forth. But anyway, I'll be contacting this person pretty soon and letting them know and getting their address and getting this stuff sent out. And I hope they use it as much as I do, because believe me, I use it a lot. But if you You guys do me a favor, smash the like button, give OG a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a channel subscriber. Maybe consider becoming a channel member. Big shout out to Michael Graham, becoming our latest and greatest and newest channel member. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you, brother. You have no idea what that means to me, man. And speaking of that, up on a different tangent real quick, we have to push Michael. Guys, we got to push Michael Graham. You guys know him. And if not, I will be posting up a post on my channel with his channel name and stuff like that. He's really close to the 500 mark, guys. We got to get him there. He's coming on strong. I thought he was already there, but I guess not. But he's moved up quite fast, so we need to get him to that 500 mark. So big shout out to Michael Graham for becoming Michael G, as I call him. Fist bump, bro. Michael G becoming the newest channel member. I appreciate it, man. Love you, bro. Love you for that. Greatly appreciate the support. And if you guys subscribe to the channel, if you're not already subscribed, consider becoming a channel member. Drop a comment down below, and let's get this show started. Okay. We have the Go Juice. You guys know we got the grape hugs. 6 minutes in, a lot of waffling going on. Airbrush parts soaking in the greatest stuff ever, denatured alcohol. But what we got going on over here is what I've been digging out, guys, because I have 6 or 8 bodies down here that I have to get painted. I need to get them painted. Rattle cannon's cool. I love that stuff, but I also like taking my time and airbrushing everything, because I've done it for so long. But I wanted to show you. Luckily, I didn't have to do too much digging, because some of you guys might know, if you paid attention to some of my videos, I've showed them in bits and pieces here and there. But I do wood carving. I carve and I do wood whittles. I whittle wood, and we paint them. So the majority of my paints were already accessible. I had to find my, if I want to use the word, nicer paints, airbrush paints. My Createx paints are the cream of the crop. The Createx Wickets, I mean, you don't get no, I love these paints. The Wicket colors are just phenomenal. Createx Wicket Opaque, which means it's very hard to see through. And then you have the Wicket colors, the no names as they call them. And there's the Wicket Opaque colors. And there's the other one. This one is, what is this one? The Wicket Yellow, Banana Yellow. And this one is the Wicket Opaque Bismuth Yellow. Yeah, and the Hannah Yellow. And Wicket, you guys hear that? They come with BBs in them. They got chunks of steel in the bottom of them. These things right here, that they come with each bottle. Each bottle of Wicket comes with a knocker in there to help break up the paint. Great thing ever. So we had to dig these out. We had to find those. These are my wood primarily, but can be used in airbrushes. These are my these are the folk art. And I have a, apple barrel and folk art are what I use mainly for brush work. My brushes are in there, regular paint brush work for my wood carvings and stuff like that. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here if it's in the picture, because I got the head cam on. But these are all, that's what these are. Multi-surface folk art, the satins, apple barrels, folk art mats, the red cinnamons, and yeah. That's what all these are. So these were easy to get to. These are right there with my carving knife. So that wasn't an issue. And we found our Wickets. So these were cool. And then these are our other Wickets that we had stashed away with our liquid mask and our brushes and so forth like that. These are the Createx. These are just a straight up Createx airbrush colors, water-based, opaques. What that means is it's a much darker color. It's very hard to see through, so you're not going to get much light or transparency through these colors. These work really, really good for painting. If you put these on a top coat and you paint something below it, you're not going to see the color. You're not going to see this red below this black, or this red below this purple. You're not going to see that, because this is, the opaque means it's a lot thicker of a color. You can dilute these down. They advise you to dilute them down with some kind of diluting, a reducer. This is a 4021, which is basically the main stuff they use. I know guys that use window cleaner and various other kinds of quirks here and there to liquefy these to get this paint down as thin as they can, so it runs through their airbrushes a lot better. Me myself, I'll be straight up honest with you, I've always shot straight paint. This stuff is pretty loose as it is. This stuff is really, really loose. You can actually see it bubbling on the top of the bottle. It's almost watery as it is. So you can get away with some paints of not reducing them down. They just will plug up your guns a lot easier if you're not careful of what you're doing. But it depends on how you paint and how the settings are in your airbrushes and stuff like that, and what kind of tips you're using and everything else that we will eventually get into, guys. We'll get into all that here in a minute. But yeah, I've been finding all my stuff. Here's my hoppers are in here. There's a 60-degree hopper. I got one in here that's a kickoff. This one right here. That right there's a kickoff. So yeah, these hoppers, extra filters, and bladders and stuff. These are my other straight Badger guns. These are okay. These are a good beginner brush. These are a very good beginner brush. For you guys that are just getting started, matter of fact, I still got the pink paint in it. Pink and black. Yep, the old Badger guns. But yeah, good guns. They'll serve you just fine in doing what you want to do with them. They all work very good. I have my jar tips in here. There's a cone. So yeah, got a little bit of everything going on in here, guys. Pipe cleaners for cleaning out your guns. Extra hose. My actual brushes. My actual brushes. And for my wood art. My brass brushes for cleaning my air guns out. Oh, here's some more folk art paint that I have in here. Matter of fact, somewhere up here. I thought it was up here somewhere. I have 2 jars of folk art glow-in-the-dark paint around here someplace. Yeah, there's that. Extra hose, pipe cleaners, and hardware. And then we got the cream of the crop. My compressor. I love this compressor. I bought this compressor 23-ish, 4-ish years ago when I bought my first Badger gun, and I've had it ever since. Yep. Model 18011, oilless diaphragm compressor. Badger Airbrushes Corporation. Automatic shut off, automatic on. Regulators on here. I run mine at about 40 psi, somewhere up in there. 35-ish, 36-ish. A little high for some, a little low for others. Depends on how you want to paint, how you set your guns up, which we'll get into all that in just a second. 13 minutes in and we're doing good, because all I'm going to do is put this gun back together. I'm going to plug in the compressor, let you guys hear it run. You guys are going to watch me blast some thinner, which is what I have in here. I have the denatured alcohol in these bottles. You're going to watch me run that through a hopper and through this gun when I get it back together, because the other pieces are in here. And once we clean it out, and I'll show you how the tips work and all that kind of stuff like that, and then we'll get to that. So that's what I got the little cardboard box for. But anyway, love this compressor. Is there better ones out? Sure. Is there newer ones out? Oh yeah, considering this thing's, like I said, over 20 years old, but it works fine for me. You can get the duals that come out, the quads. You can get multiples, so you can run multiple guns off one compressor. It's a great thing, so you don't have to constantly change hoppers. I like having 2 or 3 guns set up. I like having 2 guns on station. This is my gun station right here, where these just sitting here like that. So I have 2 guns, one gun loaded with a certain color, one gun loaded with another color, while I'm shooting with another one. I'll pick my 3 primary colors while I'm doing this, like a black, a red, and a white, or bluish or whites, or whatever you want to use, to get your primaries down before you have to change. And usually while you're changing and running and cleaning out your hoppers and running solution through your guns, your paint's drying on whatever you're shooting, so it all works out really good in the end. It's kind of cool. So we'll get that out to the side real quick, and we'll slide back over here, punch open this nectar of the gods. There you go, Rinks. Some grape hug for you, bro. Even though the Rinkster prefers the blue. Okay, folks, I'm gonna try doing this so you guys can see. I really want to put the camera above me, but I don't want to go through all that right now. We're just going to make this quick and simple, try to anyway. You guys aren't precisely going to be able to see everything, but it will be good enough. Levels denatured alcohol, it doesn't even evaporate. Look at that. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, keep this up here. 1/16 Allen wrench. Your keyhole, that's your needle lock. Alright, we'll try to do this so you guys can see. Alright. The one I have tore apart, this is a model 150. This is a model 150. This is a model 200. The model 200s are my favorites. I have another one inside here. This Badger box I have too, boys and girls, is old as the money. I don't even think you can find these anymore. Spraygunner.com, love that company. Found that floating around, but I don't even think you can find these boxes anymore. There's my needles, 2 extra needles, and they're marked on the ends, medium and fine. And I did it a long time ago so I would know. And then your tips are also marked. This is a fine, this is a medium, and here's my other. Yeah, this is the other one, the other 200. And you will almost be able to see exactly what they are. To where I'll show you the difference between a fine gun, which is like this one. That's what this one is, this 150, compared to the 200s. Okay, so I've already cleaned this one. This is one that I've already done. Pull the cover off. I've already scrubbed the tip out. We've totally wire brushed the inside of it, pipe cleaner the inside of it. We've soaked it. We've removed the needle all the way out, and we've bladder tested it, make sure that the air will run through good enough, and everything is fine. This brush is mint and ready to rock and roll. So now we're going to put this one right here together. Now try to keep my head steady, let you guys see what's going on here. I'm going to pause it, zoom in a little bit, or I'll just hold the gun up and do this. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just hold the gun up. So, okay, first things first. You got your tip, your cone, and this is your air box. This is 4 or 5 little holes, and you know, this is where the air comes out of this right here. And this is your tip cone. So this piece goes on here like that. Okay, that goes on there like that. There's your tip guard. If you guys can see that or not. Yep. So then that drops down inside there like that. Then you got this. This is your body. This is your main needle body right here. You're going to screw this down on here like that. Boom. Now, your tip guard's in there, your air, your nozzle, your chuck. What the hell we got going on outside? It's like a hurricane. And our cone is inside there. So we're good to go as far as that goes. Our needle body and our trigger. So we got our trigger, we drop our trigger down in there. Then we have our needle. We're going to run our needle through the whole harness carefully. And it should come out the end. You should be able to see it come out the end right there, which is perfect, what we want. Now we can put the cap on the back. Nice and careful, because we got to remember that needle tip is up in the housing now. So everything's good to go. And this is your needle stabilizer, or your core chuck as they call it, which goes on the end here and screws into the end of the airbrush. I run the needle all the way down to the end, so it can't go no further, nice and light. You don't want to blow that out. It's a really light metal inside there. That cone is paper thin. Tighten that down a little bit. Now you see the needle still moves. See that? So yeah, this is your chuck. What that means is once you put this on the back of the needle and run it up in there, and when you tighten this down, you will no longer, as long as that's loose like that, you can still move your needle. This is your gauging point. But when you tighten that down, that needle does not move no more, and that needle is now sticking out of the end, just like that. It's actually sticking way far out there. So you can do two things. You can back this off, which makes the needle go down. The more the needle goes in, the more paint that's going to come out. Everything's going to come out. The more that needle is sticking out, blocking that hole, the only thing you're going to get is air and no paint. So you want to find a happy medium. That's why I liked these guns. These are my favorite guns. Because what I'll do is I'll run that down in there, that brake system down in there. I'll run that needle in and out until I find a point that I like, about like that. Then I'll tighten the chuck down. Now that needle is stuck right there. Because now the only thing, when you operate your air, when you're doing that kind of business, you got X amount of paint coming off. That's the difference between this gun and this gun, which we'll get into in a minute. This gun right here adjusts right here. That trigger moving back and forth like this. That is your needle going in and out, in and out, in and out with your finger. You push down, which releases your air, and you pull back, which slides the needle back into the body and lets more paint out. So right now, if you push down on it, it's just going to go no paint. But as you pull back on it, a little bit of fine line is going to come out. You're going to be able to go and then the more you pull back on that, the more paint that's going to come out. That's where you can get really, really trick and really sensitive as far as how much paint you want to allow out and how much paint you want to paint with. These guns right here are a lot finer. I set these guns up. One of these guns that are one stage, they're single stage, not two stage like these. These are, I like these more because I'll set one up for a fine line and then I'll set this one up to blast paint. So I'll just, like I'm outlining my flames and stuff, which you'll see me do in a second. And then this one right here, I'll go back through and fill them in, you know. And this one right here, I'll use for maybe some calligraphy or naming or something like that, because you can do that. You can either shoot just a very little bit or you can flood it out. Depends on what you want to do. So we got the needle in there about where we want it. We got our trigger in there. Everything's good to go. Now we got to build the bottom half, which is these three pieces right here. So this is going to drop. We're going to drop the needle in the bottom, and what this does is this is your air bladder. This is what's going to allow your air in. That needle is going to pop through the bottom of that right there. It's going to stick out as soon as we put this spring in here. This little bitty spring goes in the bottom like that. And we got our plug that goes in here. And we got our 1/16 Allen wrench. Just touch it. Just touch it. This is all small stuff. And see that needle sticking out right there? That needle goes up and down. You see that? That's what's going to allow the air in. And the little ball on the end of that handle is where that needle sets up in there. Just like this. Now, see that spring loaded. See that? Because it's pushing on that spring down in here. It's pushing on that needle. So that's good to go. Get your little pliers and just touch it. And just touch it. And just touch it. That's as tight as you want to get it. Okay. Now we're good to go. That one's done. Now, just a quick show. We're 23 minutes in. I'm going to plug this bad rascal in. You're going to hear it come on and activate. That was it. And you'll hear it burp, and once in a while it'll spit out a little bit, but it won't do anything until we hit that regulator and get some air flowing through that. Let's see if we can come up here and turn this up right now. Okay. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to get our gun put on. Turn the regulator back up. About 37 psi right there. Now, see that? Because I got that Nitro pushed back in there, so there's a lot coming out of there right now. So watch this. Get our hopper stuck up in here, just like that. Gonna get us some denatured alcohol. Dump in the old hopper. Just like that. Get him down. Get our little box. This is where you're going to be able to see it right here. See? Nothing's coming out because I don't have that needle back far enough yet. So now what we do is we turn this. As we're backing the back of it off, it's going to start letting fluid out. See that? So all I did is back that needle off a little bit. And back it off some more. And some more. And some more. And I'm doing all this because I got to clean it out. See how it's hitting? It's spitting because it's plugged. We still got to work this out. See that? Like, watch this one. It could be anything. It could be up in there, or it could be up in the neck of the gun right here. So we're going to take this gun off. And put on the two. We're going to put the two-stage gun on. Yeah, this is the two-stage gun. This is what I was talking about by being two-stage. That's thunder knocker. That's what it's doing. It says it was supposed to storm, but I think it's supposed to do it right now. All right, if you watch this two-stage, it's kind of cool because you push down on it, it's just air. But as I pull back on it, watch my fingers. As I pull back on it, you're going to see stuff come out. See? I'm barely pulling back on that. And the more I pull back on it, the more it comes out. Watch. See that? That's me pulling all the way back on that. So you just start out a little bit like the flames. Like that, and you keep bump them, and you fill them in. See, that's why these two-stage guns are nice. Get it all fancy and write your name. Do some shading. That's why the two-stage guns are so nice, because you can control always how much paint you have coming out. Just air or a lot of paint. Now this one's cleaned out. That one's good to go. This right here's the one that's barely sticking through there. So get him up in there. And is that sputtering? So this one right here is still plugged someplace. We got to figure out where it's plugged at. That's one we just cleaned. This right here is the one that we just cleaned. So this right here is the one that we got to work on. Find out why it's hitting intermittent like that. Okay, keep him over there. Drop some more alcohol in there. This goes to the 2-stage gun. Yep. Okay. See, the 150 is just a good gun. It's about $30 more if you was to price them against the 200s, but yeah, it's a really good gun. Okay, put this one on here. Nothing. I'm going to back this out a little bit. See how much fluid, how much paint's coming out of there? So we're going to dial it in a little bit. Dial it in a little bit. Dial it in a little bit. It's getting finer and finer. See how it's got very little coming out of it? But you see how wide it is? It's because this is a medium tip. It's not a fine tip like that 2-stage up there. This is good for doing like outlines of the flames. Once you get your flames cut out, you outline them and give them a border with a tip this size. This gun right here is good to go. So this gun is primo. This is the one that we got to work on. Rattle can paint is okay. Don't get me wrong. Y'all have watched 1,000 people do paint jobs on YouTube. I do it too. Rattle cannon is a great way to go. Anything works. Rattle can paint. I like Kraylon 5X. It's got the extra adhesive in it so it'll really stick. But the trick to any paint job, we're 32 minutes in and we're going to cut this off here in just a second. We got to work on this gun. This gun right here is good. This gun right here is real good. It's got a medium tip in it. It's good to go. 2-stage gun. Good to go. This one, we got to clean still because it's spitting. So anywho, back to any paint will work. Oh, look out. I know, Daddy. It's okay. You're okay. He's scared to death of storms, guys. Some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. I've showed some of you guys pictures of my mom's house that 4 trees landed on while he was inside of it. It's okay. Come here. Come here. You're all right. Yeah, it's okay, Daddy. That's a good boy. You ain't got to worry about nothing in here. You ain't got to worry about nothing. It's okay. I promise it's okay. See, this stuff right here is the 2X. Rust-Oleum 2X. This works pretty good. I've painted 3 bodies with this stuff. But the 5X, the Krylon 5X is the stuff. That's the stuff you want. You get your hands on the Krylon 5X, which is at all your hardware stores, basically. Menards, Home Depot, best places to go for them. Lowe's, the Krylon 5X sticks to everything. But the trick is roughing up the inside of the body. I don't care what kind of paint you got. If you're shooting hobby paint, if you're shooting, you know, the expensive Testors paint, you know, or the Tamiya paint, which most people do use. If you're using that kind of paint and you don't scrub up the inside of the body with a Brillo pad or something like that, or a green sponge, and then give the paint something to adhere to, I don't care what kind of paint you're using, it won't work. So remember that painter's tip is get you the little green sponges. I don't know if I can get to him or not without climbing over him. I have them in here someplace. I thought I did. Yeah, they're on here someplace. But the green scrub pads is what they are. And you scrub the inside of your car body, and then wash it with soap and water to get all the excess and the residue off from it. You want that thing to be totally scuffed on the inside so it looks blurry when you're looking through it. You want it scuffed all to hell. Scratch the shit out of it. You're not going to see it once you blast paint on it. Trust me, you'll be fine. But the secret to any kind of paint, scuff the inside of the body, clean it really good with some hot water and dish soap. Get all the oils off the inside of it. And then use a fast mask or any kind of a liquid mask that you can get your hands on. And I'm sure you guys have watched people use this before too on YouTube. And you lay down the inside of your body, 4 or 5 layers thick as shit. The thin, you'll pull your hair out trying to pick that stuff off your body. You want to lay it down in a good thick. I don't care if you use half the bottle on it. The thicker the better. Trust me. I did a lot of bodies. I've had some turn out crappy because I didn't put it on thick enough. And then the biggest thing of all is when you're shooting your paint, you want to dust it. One dusting of the first color. At least 10 minutes of dry time. At least, unless you're using some kind of heat gun. At least 10 minutes of dry time, and then fluff the second layer on. Another dry time, unless you're using a heat gun. And then 3rd coat, 4th coat, 5th coat, even a 6th coat. But you're just letting it fall onto the body nice and even. That's where, again, your airbrushes come in really handy, because you're putting such a light amount of paint down. You can just, and that's it. It's done. You know, these things are just super handy. Is it easier with rattle can? Of course it is. Is it easier putting a stencil down or a masking down and just blasting it with one coat of paint and then peeling the stencil off and blasting the stencil color down and then putting a white backer on it and being done with it? Of course it is. That's the easy part. This and these, this is the fun part. The liquid mask, the drawing out your own designs and stuff like that. That's the fun part. This is painting. This is where the fun comes in. Trust me, I've did a lot of bodies with these airbrushes right here. These 3 airbrushes and the 2 black ones that I have in there, the 2 lower end ones that usually come with an aerosol can, a high pressured air can. I've painted a lot of bodies. And if you guys will go back and look at some of my shorts, my first shorts that I had up, you'll see pictures of my old school bodies that I painted. I might try to slide them in here periodically to let you see what I painted, because you'll see when I was cleaning these brushes out, I was pulling blue, silver, and pink paint out of everything as I was scrubbing the paint off them. Matter of fact, that black brush I just showed you has got pink on the tip of that one. Yeah, it's still got pink paint on it, because the last cars I did were blue, silver, and pink. But anywho, if you guys found any of this at all interesting, I just wanted to show you what I've had going on and what I've been doing. I've been trying to get my guns cleaned up. I got my 2-stage. Yes, my 2-stage. My Model 150 is primo. This Model 200, that's the first one I cleaned. That one is primo. You just watch me blast the box with it. Look, nice and clean. That's what happens when you shoot the alcohol at it. This one right here, still got sputtering issues. Air's flowing nice. Air's not spitting. That means there's something going on in the draw right up in here. So we're going to take this back apart. We're going to look at the cone. We're going to look at everything in here that has to do with the tip of the needle to see what could possibly making it spit and sputter like that as we get into it. Because there's our cone right there, which looks perfectly fine. And then our needle, which looks really good too. Everything looks exactly like it's supposed to. So maybe it's up in the nozzle, because we used the same hopper on all 3 guns. That's why I did that, because if I'd have had the same sputtering on these 2 guns with the same hopper, then I would have known the problems with the hopper. But it's not. These 2 guns work fine feeding up this hopper, so this hopper's good. That means there's something going on with this gun, with this jetting up in here. So we're gonna work on that and figure out what it is. Shouldn't take us very long at all. Not very long at all. Okay, nothing going on with that. That's not going to feed out because the nozzle's not on there. The nozzle and cone's not on there anyway, so it's not going to feed out. I don't even know why I was trying to do that for. So just to save that moment, we'll put the cone back on. Oop, no, we're not going to put the cone back on. The cone's going to fall down here on the floor. Sorry guys, you were supposed to be out of here. That cone's got blue paint on it. I can see it just now. So I need to hit that again with the pipe cleaner. That probably didn't help it at all. Got the brick going on in the background. He's back here doing live right now. A little better. Still sputtering. Still sputtering. So this could be a needle problem. We're gonna swap out needles with one of the needles I have in this box, and we're going to see if that's what's causing the problem with it, and we will go from there. We will figure this out one way or the other, but I just want you guys to see what I'm doing, a little bit about the airbrush and what's going on, a little bit about the different kinds of paint and what's required, what's inquired, and what we do, about the compressors, the regulators, two-stage, single-stage paint guns, everything like that. It's cool, guys. It's just really cool. I mean, like I said, there's way easier ways to paint, but I like painting with these too. I mean, I will go through the trouble of, instead of just blasting a color with a rattle can and pulling off some masking tape and blasting it and be done, I'll spend all day shooting layer and layer, color with these airbrushes, just a little bit at a time, outlining flames and doing all that kind of good stuff just to get the color down. That's what I like doing. So anyways, we're 41 minutes in, a lot of this going on. I appreciate you guys making it this far. If you did, if you found any of this interesting at all, I'm coming right back behind this one with episode 119. We're going to have the truckies up here. I need to get the Hobeo prepped and ready to go. That Hobeo SST that I have, the brand new one that I got for my name day from my bestie, that thing needs to have a receiver, a battery put in it, and the front end needs straightened out badly. Whoever put that sucker together at the Hobeo factory, one wheel's out here like this, one wheel's in here like this, and the whole thing's just not set up right. The toe links need to be readjusted and all that kind of stuff. So that's got to be done. And the Kyosho MP10T, we're going to get a charge on that. We're going to get its proper wheels on there. The wheels are on it right now behind me. They need to be glued. You'll see all that in the upcoming video, but we're going to get those prepped because it's supposed to rain tonight, which it's already doing, storming, and it's supposed to do the same thing tomorrow. So nothing's going to get ran for the next day. So a lot of videos coming out of the Nitro corner here for the next couple of days, and keep you guys posted, keep you guys informed. But anyway, OG's Nitro RC's coming to you from the Nitro corner with the scared Nitro pup. It's okay, Bubby. And everything else that's going on. So if you guys do me a favor, smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a channel subscriber. Maybe consider becoming a channel member. Drop a comment down below and hit that bell for notifications so you know when OG and the Nitro Beagle are online doing what we do. And that's anything to do with RCs, drones, painting, anything that's got a remote controller or controller to it. We do it here in OG land. Ha! So, all right, guys, appreciate you being here this long. Respect, love each and every one of you. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.